everybody. The Pineapple stream. Welcome to the stream that I actually didn't think I'd end up doing. Gotta be completely honest with you guys. I wasn't sure it was ever gonna happen. Here we are. Buddy. Hope you're all doing. Now, today we're gonna go ahead and sharpen some. I hope you've all been doing well. It's almost Christmas, and we must make sure our kitchen knives are functioning properly afterward. I mean, it wouldn't do to carve ham or turkey, or whatever your favorite Christmas dish is, with a blunt knife now, would it? Oh, I have some knives over here. So you guys, this one here, Wolfgang Stark, Baccarat. This one here, the Japanese nakiri knife that I got from the Atelier Tea Party members at my birthday last year. Made by Powder. Wood's unfortunately a little bit faded over here, but, well, comes with time, I suppose. Now, we also have this cheap knife that I got from Daiso. Yeah, it's a cheap knife, I don't know what else to say there. It was like, what, $6 over on Daiso? Something like that. And this one here is probably the oldest knife I have. This one I got about 6 years ago, I'd say. About 6 years ago. You can see there's cracks all over the handle now because, well, Mom likes to put everything in the dishwasher, and some things don't actually agree with the dishwashers, though. You know. Anyways, those are the knives that we'll be sharpening today. I hope you all enjoy. I don't know if this can since I'm not talking but, well, we'll see if it counts or not later on. I hope you all enjoy your stay. Now then, go right ahead. Grab our whetstone. So, this one is the Edge Master whetstone, and this one is... I actually can't remember the grit. I think it was... No, it wasn't. I think it was 3,000 grit. I'm not entirely sure. I'll have to get back to you on that. But it is what I used to sharpen last time, and it was quite... It worked quite well. Hello, Ahmad. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for joining. Now then, I suppose let's start with the easiest one. The one we can afford to mess up on. This kitchen knife, which literally cost me like $6 from Daiso or something. Now then, in the videos I've watched, you guys can see over here. It's actually better. Oh. Hold it like this. Yes, that should be the angle around. Move this out of the way. This one here will be, this whetstone needs to be kept wet at all times, because this is one of those whetstones where it has to be wet. And I've soaked it in water for about 5 to 10 minutes. And it should be good to go now. But I will require this water here later on again, just to sort of get it a little bit wetter later. Oh, without further ado, go ahead and try to sharpen you. Alright. Now then. This isn't too loud for you guys, is it? Can you guys even hear it? I'm not entirely sure you can. Let me just turn up the volume a little. I think I need to lower the mic a little as well. I probably should have tested whether or not you could actually hear the sound, but... Okay, I think you should be able to hear it quite well now. This should be fine, right? Well, how is everybody's day today? I hope you're all doing well. Oop, one sec, I just realized I clicked off of it, which prevents it from being recorded. Oh, the phone. There we go. So, let's try that again. And as you can see, or as you will see in a bit, there will be a little bit of black forming around the whetstone. That's actually a good thing. That's something you want to keep. It'll help with the sharpening process, if only by a bit. Is the music alright, by the way? Have I ever done... Wait, sorry. This is... in the way. Have I ever done this before? I practiced a little bit on the Nakiri knife, though I didn't sharpen it too much, so... Fortunately, still quite a bit of practice is needed. I haven't done it in a while, so I might as well have not done it before. But I did watch a lot of different tutorials, and they all gave me the same thing. And, well, it's worked once before, so hopefully I won't ruin any of my knives today. Now, what we want to do is create a burr, which essentially is sort of feeling that part of the blade is rough when you go like this on this sort of edge over here. So what we're doing is making all the metals fold that way, and then going on it again like that from the other end to sharpen it. Now, let me just double check that this is in fact again. There we go. Now then, let's continue. How's everybody's day been? Does everybody have any plans for Christmas or New Year's? I myself will be going to my grandparents' place. They actually asked me to download and burn into a CD. Yes, they're still on CDs. Thank God they're not cassette tapes, at least. A Filipino folk song called the Tinikling. And they apparently wanted to dance to it this Christmas, so it'll be an interesting experience. I'll let you guys know about it once, you know, once I come back. Obviously. But yes. This is so far actually quite relaxing to me. I don't know what it is, but gently being able to do this with the knives, keeping that angle, and slowly doing it. It's just relaxing to me. I don't know if that counts as ASMR, but to me at the very least, it achieves a similar result. So what you want to do is only put pressure when you're pushing inwards, and release that pressure as you're going back. And you'll want to keep your fingers in the middle to even out the pressure, I suppose. Now, this is once again a cheap Daiso knife, so it is naturally going to be not that sharp, and it never was that sharp. It was maybe sharp for like a day or two, and then it's been gone ever since, and I've had this for about a month now, so it's a good chance for me to start sharpening it again, I suppose. Hopefully this time, it'll retain its sharpness, if by a bit. But this is quite a repetitive process. I hope the music is alright. Are you guys fine with the music? Now, let's quickly dump a bit more water. This would be a lot easier if I use more of my hand, but you know what? This'll work. This'll be fine. We've got to keep the whetstone moist. I feel a burr yet. Not quite yet. Alright. So it does take a while for the knife to sharpen. I have to keep doing it over and over again. So... like that. And like so. It's always nice to keep your knife sharp. A blunt knife is more deadly than a sharp one after all. More dangerous, more risky. Because if something suddenly stops you, sometimes the blade goes a different way. Or sometimes you need to put more force into it. And the more force you need in order to slice something, well, the more likely you are to get into an accident. Now, you are supposed to do it just a little bit faster than what I'm doing right now. I'm just sort of making sure I'm not going too fast. Because there is such a thing as going too fast, if I recall correctly. And I'm just making sure I don't put too much pressure into it either. If I go too fast, I might get the pressure wrong, and I might damage the knife instead of, well, sharpening it. Now, it does take quite a while. I hope you guys will keep me company while we do this. And I hope you guys enjoy my company while I do this. If you want to talk about anything, go ahead. But, well, we'll do our best. For whatever it is that we can. I heard back from one of my jobs, by the way. I got it. I didn't get the other job that I really wanted, but this other one's a close second anyway, so I'm not too disappointed. If only this thing could... oh, I don't know. Actually... send me proper? Let's see if... increase the quality if I swap over to Wi-Fi. I think it's getting better. There we go. You can kind of see it a lot better now. That's good. Yes, as you can see, part of it is sort of, that little powder over there. That's both from the whetstone and the metal. Very minor bit from the metal, but it is good to keep this soaked. Now, let me just continue to throw more water into it. and proceed to get it into my wrist rest. But you know what? I'll worry about that later. It'll be fine. Now, I still can't quite feel a burr. A very minor one, maybe, but not nearly enough to consider going for the next side yet. Now, around here should be a good angle. I'm gonna go a little bit faster this time. And towards the end, just adjust the angle slightly so that you can match the edge. I just need to make sure I don't lose focus and only put pressure into the edge while I'm pushing instead of pulling. Because otherwise I will damage it a little. Now, hopefully, this will help. I will have to test this out later on some meat, but that's when I get the chance to. I don't know whether or not I'll be able to cut some meat on the stream. I'll have to check whether or not I have any meat on my fridge or freezer, but at the very least, as long as we make sure to maintain the angle, it should be fine. Alright, let's quickly wipe this off real quick. As you can see, I haven't damaged the, I've yet to damage the black paint, which means that I'm still sort of doing it in the right angle, I guess. I'm starting to feel a bit of a burr on some of the parts. It's rather uneven though, so I may have to put a little bit more pressure on certain parts. And go at it a little bit slower. Let me just put some more water in here. And there we go. Now then, let us continue. This angle, okay? Now, I'm not too worried about this side. It's the other side I'm kind of worried about. And the only reason for that worry is the fact that I'm not as accurate with my left hand, shall we say. So I'm not entirely sure how well that'll go. But at the very least, I hope you guys are enjoying. It's almost a new year. Do you guys have any New Year's resolutions? I haven't decided on what mine is yet, but I think it's for the best that we don't let the new year define when we want to change. It's a good way to start, sure, but at the same time, if we only let ourselves change, let ourselves begin to change after a certain point in time, or work towards something after a certain point in time instead of just doing it when you can, I feel like it's a little bit doomed to fail, shall we say. I hope I'm keeping the angle alright. Just double checking the knife. I will try to... Or... Perhaps I need to put a little bit more pressure into it, because I'm not feeling a burr form at all. I thought it was bothered. Oh, yep, there it is, okay. Maybe I was just evening it out, that's why I was able to, not feel it as much. But, well, we'll keep going. Now then. Let's continue. Just tie my hair back up. Actually, let me tie my hair up real quick as well. In real life. 1 second. My hair's actually gotten long enough that I can tie it properly now. Which is good. I actually look not too bad with hair tied up. I've never had my hair tied up before. My friend's first comments were, I look like I have a samurai haircut. Or like, my hairstyle kind of reminds them of a samurai. Which is nice. I figured it would be a good way to sort of bring that theme in. Now, let's continue, shall we? You know, if I ever do end up getting a place of my own, and I have enough income to, you know, sort of just build some stuff that I want, I would want to make a workshop where I can make my own knives and swords. I may even give some of them away. That would be nice. But I'm not entirely sure about shipping and costs about giveaway, though. Maybe it would have to be a local giveaway, but... well, what can you do? It's not too shaky for you guys. Now then. There is going to be a little bit of a change with the streaming times once I do get the new job, since it will be morning shift. But I hope you guys will try to come in every once in a while, whenever you can, regardless. I'll try to keep the weekends the same, though. That way you guys can still join in. On around the same times, you know? I understand everyone's rather busy nowadays, but, well... I hope that my streams and my VODs help you guys get through the toughest of times. They say Christmas is a joyous occasion, but honestly, it's always been rather troublesome for me. So then, let's see. I need to clean this real quick. And then... Alrighty. There we go. We'll continue then. So, once again, angle like that, fingers like this. Sure. Keep the angle relatively the same. That's the hardest part of this. Keeping the angle relatively the same. Now, you don't have to do it as fast as I do. You don't have to do it as slow as I do. You can go at your own speed, I'm pretty sure, but I have seen some people do it a lot faster than what I'm doing here. I've seen some people do it slower than what I'm doing. But, well, we'll try to make do with what we can. Let's just soak that water. Let's see. I can finally feel the burr, yes. But if I can feel it around over here, a little bit more towards... I am struggling a little with the middle, it looks like. I don't feel the burr in the middle very much at all, whereas I feel it a little bit stronger towards the bottom, so... we'll adjust our, we'll adjust it a little bit, and put a little more pressure towards the middle. Let's see here. I hope things are going well. I'm not entirely sure if this is the right way to go about it, but it's worked before, so it's what I'll go with. I'm no professional, but I do hope that this serves as a good way to just relax and have something in the background. I often have a lot of stuff in the background playing when I'm doing chores. Sometimes it'll be music, sometimes it'll be gameplay, sometimes it'll just be some random guy spouting out lore about certain things that I might be vaguely interested in. After all, I am called lore. Aha, aha. Now then, let's continue, shall we? I hope things are going well where you are as well. And if not, well, I hope things get better for you soon. Check if there's a burr yet. Oh yes, there's definitely a slight burr now. I just need a little bit more around here, it feels like. Alright. Now, there are different grit whetstones. And different grits are better for different jobs. Lower grit whetstones are good for fixing up chips and a bunch of other things. little bits of damage, shall we say. Whereas the one I'm using right now, somewhere in the middle, is good for an all-around purpose. Good for sharpening. Just sharpening, not fixing any chips or anything. You could technically do it after a while, but why would you want to do that? Whereas there's a higher grit whetstone than this that you can use to polish it off after you've done sharpening it. We obviously don't have that, but I would like to have it one day. You don't need to polish off your knives, but they do help in a way. But it isn't absolutely necessary. So, for now, we'll just go with the standard sharpening process. I've personally enjoyed the use of this whetstone so far. Now then, let's continue this, shall we? Let's see here. Let's turn on another light real quick. A little easier for us. There we go. That might help with the visuals a little. If I'd remember to turn that on from the get-go. But there we go. I can feel it a lot clearer now. The burst's definitely ready around here, but not quite yet over here and over here. So I have been doing it a little bit unevenly. Unfortunate, but, well, I'm no master knifesmith. I am currently just in the process of learning, I suppose. But I hope you'll stick around for when I do end up being better at this. Maybe in the future it'll take me less time. Maybe I'll have a better setup next time as well. Now, let's continue. Let's keep going. I hope everyone's doing well. What did you hear, by the way? War Thunder apparently leaked more classified military documents, or at least its community did anyways. I don't know how it keeps happening to that community specifically. And it kind of makes me wonder if there are any other communities that sort of do it. Or have something similar anyways. Let's just make sure my mouse is out of the way real quick, because it's starting to get on my nerves every time it doesn't do the thing I want it to do. And it accidentally clicks off of the thing, which makes you guys unable to see what I'm doing. So let's continue then, shall we? guys were a fantasy character, what would you class as? An archer, perhaps? A swordsman? A paladin? A magic knight, maybe? Ninja? A barbarian? Or just somebody who wields a gigantic F-off hammer? I wonder, what would I be? Why, I'd be a jester, of course. Whatever that entails. Now then. Should be good for me to start going through it normally. But before that, I want to clean off all this, rid it off, metal and whetstone. So then, are you guys enjoying so far? If you guys have some tips as well, feel free to share them. I'm definitely feeling burrs. Good. Still not quite on this area though. Strangely enough. I guess I really am struggling with just this area. Like, the burr is perfectly fine around here, but not really sure what's going on there. I'll have to take my time and figure this out as I continue towards doing this. Now then, start towards the area where the burr is rather weak. Let's just focus on this area a little bit. It won't be a perfect way to do it. You really should be aiming for balance right off the bat, but, well, at the very least, I can try to remedy it a little bit. It's not as if I'm going to break the knife, and if I do, it's a cheap $6 knife from Daiso. Might be even cheaper. I don't even remember how much I bought this for. I just remember it was cheap, which is why I bought it. But, well, we'll see how things go. Good, I can finally feel the burr. Good, good, good. Still a little bit weaker towards the edge. I'm getting close to where it needs to be. So, let's just go ahead and do that one then. Alrighty. Next time around, I'll probably end up getting a webcam to make this a little bit better. Because there's a bit of a lag with what you see and what you hear right now. Because I'm using Facebook Messenger as a way to use my phone as the webcam. Which is also why it's like this. Otherwise it would be a completely different screen where we're at right now. But, well, what can you do? Alright. Yes, that feels like a more even burr round. Yes, okay, that's good. We finally have a decent burr all around. Surprisingly well, considering that was uneven. But next comes the hard part. The other side. I'm not quite trusting my motor skills on this, but I have no choice. And if I want to get better at it, there's only one way forward. And that's for me to do it. Just like with a lot of how life goes. Now, we'll go at it slowly. I would like for you to stay completely flat so that I don't have to worry about you. There we go. I might want to flip this towel over real quick so that the flatter side is better. There we go. Now, back to this. I'll go a little slower than I was with the other side. I'm not entirely convinced I'll be able to do it properly otherwise. I don't want to end up with a blunter knife, after all. Now, there is another way in which I could do this with my right hand, but I'm not convinced I could do that properly either. So, for now, I'll just let my left hand take control of it. Say something. A lot of people have been commenting on how patient I am about a lot of different things recently. Some of you have commented that, or at least said something along the lines of, "How are you not salty?" while I was playing Sekiro. And some of my coworkers have even told me that I have a patience of a god, considering I haven't beaten up one of the more extremely annoying coworkers. Or gotten mad at him, or snapped at him. Because everybody is kind of sick of their crap, and I have to deal with them the most because I was in their, up until recently, I was in the same department as them, and it was just us two. Honestly, interesting, really. I feel like my meds have been somewhat helping me with it. But at the same time, there are some things that I've started noticing that have, sort of made it a little bit harder, I guess. Because I notice too many things now. And I just have to work on being okay with what I notice, I suppose. It's definitely a lot harder with the left side. Yeah. Either way, this current knife we're sharpening, once again, just a cheap Daiso knife. Nice and good for practicing, I suppose. And then... Oop. Well, it's definitely gotten sharper because that... Well, if you guys can see over here, it was able to tear through a tiny bit of my outer skin. That's fine, though. So that's, at the very least, a good sign, since we definitely know it's being sharpened. But that doesn't mean it's over yet, though, because, well, we've still got quite a few ways to go about it. And hopefully, by the end of this, it'll be way better than when I first got it. Because it was never particularly sharp. And even with its level of sharpness, it wasn't as if it was particularly that great, if you know what I mean. It was cheap for a reason, but it was serviceable nonetheless. And it has served me well, so I'm keeping it alive. Call me sentimental, but if a blade helps me cut through meat properly, or vegetables, or even anything really, then it's a win in my book. As long as it doesn't break from anything I do to it. I'm cutting through bone, for example. Chicken bone. The next knife I'll be doing will be the nakiri knife, which is actually what I ended up using, for the most part, to cut through chicken. I was basically able to quarter a chicken within, like, maybe 15 seconds. It was that sharp. Cut through bone quite easily. It was an amazing knife, given to me by amazing people. I hope they're doing alright. Still, this is getting a little harder. Part of my skin has started to peel as well, which is unfortunate. But we must press on. Probably should have bought, like, oh, I don't know, non-fingerless gloves. I was thinking when I first started doing the playing around with the idea that I should get fingerless gloves because of how you have to do this. But maybe I should have gotten full covered gloves instead. Still, I would have needed to take them off to feel for the burr anyway, so you know, really doesn't matter too much. Figure things out as we go along. like it's a lot easier to keep my hands steady while I'm on these meds, actually. It's only a shame that the long-acting ones are no longer... well, they're no longer in stock for a while due to the company that makes the medication, the long-acting medication for ADHD, is actually currently withstanding certain manufacturing problems. I suppose you could call it that. Just quickly clean this up a little. I can still feel a burr. We need to clean this a little, actually. Little problem I've now just realized is happening. The tiny fibers from the cloth is sticking to the knife as I clean it. Those may have actually been a bad idea to clean it in midway. So let me just get rid of some of the fibers that are here. Not trying to get rid of the black parts. I need those. But I will, however, need to get rid of the fibers to make sure it doesn't get in the way. Perhaps it would be better if I just submerge this in water this way. Like so. Alright, so then... we'll go back to this since I've put it a little bit too far. But it shouldn't take too long for me to fix that up. In fact, it should only take a few swipes. Since I accidentally put a burr again on this side. How's everybody's day been so far? Maybe just a little bit more on this side. Just observing to see if there's any bends. Doesn't look like it. There is, however, very slight burr. Around here. Out the other side. The other side is fine, which means it's just this tiny bit here that I need to do. Okay. I believe that does it for this. Oh yes, and it definitely feels a lot sharper than before. Now then, I'll clean this up real quick, and we'll see if we can't use a piece of meat as a demonstration. Give me 1 second. Or maybe potatoes would work just as fine. I'll have to try it out with a potato. Potato here. Alright. We'll see how things go then. That took a lot longer than I thought, to be honest. Though I think because I wasn't aggressive enough on the other side, might have been a bit of an issue. Oh yes, I'm not putting any... I was barely putting any pressure anyways on that, and it cut right through. Try that again. Just from that. I'm not putting any pressure whatsoever. I'm just slicing back and forth. And voila. And it also cut through the wood a little. I see. Since I bought this cutting board from Daiso, I assumed it was meant to not be used with anything sharper. Which, as you can see from these marks all around, I have been using other knives. But, well hey, this'll be good. Oh, let's try it with an actual bit of pressure. Oh wow, that cuts straight through. Nice. Yeah, I'm barely putting any pressure. I'm just sort of putting my hand's weight into it. Like letting my hand sort of, like, you know, just fall limp a little. At the very least. That's one potato. Now I will toss this into the air fryer, because why not? And I will have those potatoes saved for when we end up doing a bit more, cutting a bit more as a test. So, that's the first knife done. I am quite proud of it, if I do say so myself. Now then, let's put this one aside on the completed pile. Actually, I don't need a completed pile. I'll know exactly which ones are... My knives are far too different from each other to make a mistake like that. Now then, let's go with something a little bit harder. Where am I bringing this back? This one here is a carving knife, I believe. Or at least it's what I've been using to carve through certain things. Or maybe it's a fillet knife? I'm not entirely sure. I've been using knives for many different purposes. But this one here I've been using specifically to cut the skin off of pork belly. It's been quite nice. It used to be very sharp, but no longer. Now, with this one, because I'm not entirely familiar with it, I was taught a trick using a marker of some sort, where if you just do like this. You'll be able to see how well should then be able to adjust and see just how well your sharpening is. Just make sure that I get every bit of the blade covered. Doesn't matter too much if I go a little over. Since at the very least, I'll just want to set a limit. That way, I'll know if I'm sharpening it correctly. A little bit of an extra excess over there, but we'll get to that when we get to that. Okay, I'll clean it off later on. It's metal anyways. Now then, let us continue by dumping this into water once more. Here we are. Now then, let's begin with this one here. Assume the technique will be fairly similar, except for the little curve over here, which I assume will be good for the curve. I assume will be better for the edge of the whetstone as opposed to the flat of the edge stone. It's hard to sharpen otherwise anyways. But as we're going, I'm gonna continue like so. And double check that we are in fact doing what we need to do. No, I need to sharpen the angle a little more. So somewhere around there should be good then. And yeah, okay, I got the good angle. The angle's good. So like that. And I'll need to curve it a little bit towards the edge. Try not to put too much pressure into it, so that I don't accidentally go overboard. Also, can I just say that I'm so glad that not every anime this season is only 12 episodes long? I mean, seriously, whatever happened to the good old days when anime was, like, you know, apart from the big shonen shows and all that. Like, Frieren, for example, has more than 12 episodes, and I'm so happy about that. As well as Dark Gathering, and, all that good stuff this season. Struggling a little with this area, apparently. Why can't I get that area? Okay, there it is. There we go. Yeah, it looks good. Okay, good, good, good. Now, let's get a bit more water in here. There are a few minor chips on this one, but so minor that they can probably be fixed with this one here, once I've finished sharpening. There we go. No burrs as of yet. Well, it took a lot longer on the last one, so I don't know why it wouldn't on this one. Might be easier if I just do this, though. There we go. Alright then. I hope you guys are enjoying. This is just a nice relaxing stream. A complete departure from my usual chaos. But you can't enjoy chaos nearly as much without peace. Much like the opposite. You can't enjoy peace without a little bit of chaos every now and then. Otherwise it would just get boring. We are creatures of habit, and a habit that's formed throughout the ages is that we simply wanted more. Were we simply content to have fire, warmth, and a place to sleep? Well, we would have remained cavemen, wouldn't we? No. It's in our instinct. It's a drive built upon thousands and thousands of places and years, different environments. A drive to want more than what we have. And whilst we have so much right now that it would be alright to be satisfied, we both know humanity will never be satisfied, truly. We will always want more. And it was that drive that brought us to this age as we are now, where we can connect to people worldwide. And I can show you guys how to sharpen a knife. It's quite simple, really. The only hard part here is that little curve over here. Oh, well, we're getting close, aren't we? Now, I do want to practice my female voice just a little bit more. Okay. Alright. Go. I need this to not be in the way. Let's go ahead and reverse that real quick. There we go. Alrighty. Let's continue. Get a bit more water in there. Now then. Sweet. There we go. That should balance it out a little. I am happy with how sharp we've gotten the little Daiso knife that we had. It was definitely fun. But, well, you gotta continue either way. The fur hasn't quite formed yet on most of it. There was sort of the start of a fur a while ago on a little bit of the knife, but, well, we've still got a ways to go, I guess. We'll try our best, though. For now, you can simply listen to the soothing sounds of whetstone sharpening. As well as the sound of my voice, if that suits your fancy. A little bit. I think there's a little bit too much on this whetstone right now. But let's remove a little bit of it. Just a tiny bit of the powder. There we go. Bit of my hair fell onto it. You guys didn't see anything, right? Why is this now doing that? There we go. You know what's been kind of annoying me recently? Just a very minor annoyance. I've been going around to different ramen places around where I live, and what I've noticed is one place is really good at doing one thing, and then the other place is bad at that, but good at another thing. Like, for example, the chashu pork. For example, on a chashu ramen, there's one place where it tastes like burnt gas, and that's the only taste you can really feel in your mouth while you're eating it. Even though the meat itself is tender, the taste is just burnt gas. That's basically it. But the broth itself, oh my god, the broth was so good. It was rich and thick, but for some reason, just the pork itself was kinda shit. They did well with the chicken, though. I did try their chicken. I'll have to try again sometime to see if it was just a one-off thing. They were rather busy, so maybe they were rushed. But until I have enough money to do that, for now, we continue knifing, sharpening our knives. I don't know why I said knifing. Well, put a bit more water into it, I suppose. Here we are. Alrighty. Now then, let's continue. I don't know why, but I've always found the sound of knives being sharpened on a whetstone rather comforting. I think I have to adjust my grip just a little bit with this one, since it's got such a low surface area. I suppose I probably should have looked up how to sharpen this particular knife, but what can you do? A little too late to be backing out now. Alrighty. feel a burr starting. Oh yes. Aside from this little bit over here, there's pretty much a burr everywhere else now. I can sort of feel it everywhere. Aside from maybe a little weaker around here. From here to here. So I'm still a little bit uneven. So from here to here and here to here, I do need to sharpen it a little bit more. This tiny bit over here is probably the hardest part since, well, I think you guys can see the reason. It's the little curve thing here. I'm kind of just using the edges of the whetstone at this point. Okay, there's a slight burr now. Burr is still weak around here to here, so we'll go ahead and grab just a bit more water and go around like so. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Slowly yet surely, we'll get there. Alright. Is that enough of a burr? One moment. In this room, double check something. Is it thinner towards this area? It is thinner towards this area. Oh. So around this area, it's actually a little thinner. But I can feel the burr. Ooh, the edge. The edge I need to put a burr on. So around here should be good. Just gotta angle it a little. Good. Yeah, it's interesting. I actually look very closely. I'm not sure if you can see it through the knife or not. The camera, I should say. It's actually a little bit thinner around this area. Which means that part might not even need sharpening. Or at the very least, if it needs sharpening, it needs to be at a lower angle. Like that, maybe. We'll see. For now, I think we're good to go with the rest of it. Yeah. Alright. Let's just dribble a bit more. Here we go. We'll also clean off some of the powder because, well, it's starting to form mounds. Alright. Here we go. Let's continue then, shall we? I think I'm ready to go this way. Around here would be right. Hold on. This towel underneath it is folded inwards. I need it to be folded perfectly okay. It needs to be even. Otherwise, it's not going to be good. Here we go. much better. Hopefully. Maybe. There we go. Yeah, that'll be good. Alright. So. Should be good, like so. Alrighty. Hang on, one sec. There we go. Perhaps I should do the edge a little later and focus on everything else for now. What do you guys think? Okay. Well, for now, let's continue. Yeah, we're doing a little bit too much on the edge here, as you can see. But this is something you'll want to avoid. This is so far the only part of the knife I've sort of kind of damaged. Like, it's not really a big deal, it just leaves a bit of a mark, but if you can see over there... Yeah, if you can see that little bit up here... I've kind of scratched it a little bit because of the angle. Now, it is a little bit hard to get into the edge because of how it's curved, but... Well, we'll see how we go from here on out. And I think my mother will be happy to receive this knife back. Because it'll help her with preparations for Christmas. And that's part of the reason why I'm doing this. Sharpening the knives for Christmas. Here we go. Just get more water in there. Let's make sure that there's always a bit of water around. I hate how this keeps on folding in. I really need a better setup for this. I suppose I could just use the... Why don't I just use it? Yeah, I'll just use the cutting board. Alright. Oh, we'll use the part that hasn't been used by the potato. And of course this cutting board isn't flat. Of course it's not flat. Why would it be flat? Damn it! Well, let's see how well this goes. It's not so good, actually. I can already tell this is gonna be bad. So, let me just save us the trouble. Wait, it is curved outwards, so if I... No, then the cutting board's the one that's... How do I do this? How do I make this better? Use rubber bands, maybe? I use rubber bands around this area. Be less prone to the... Oh, less prone to going back and forth. I mean, a little bit, I guess, but like... Oh, hey, this is good. Yeah, this is good, this is good. Okay. I found a good way. Alright. Okie dokie. Alright. This should do well. Da, 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 da. If you retreat now, this life will never change. Just like lyrics you've heard 1,000 times, tired uninspired refrain. Alright. Let's go on then, shall we? Alright. This may be a little bit difficult in that my left arm is starting to ache just a tiny bit. Like not a healthy ache or anything. It's like when you're holding a plank, for example. There's a bit of a burr again. The burr is quite uneven. Alright, so... there is a tiny bit of a burr on this side. In comparison to this side. So we'll just have to fix that up just a tiny bit. I think that might be good, actually. Yeah. Oh, let's see if we can cut through the peeling skin real quick. Oh yeah, yes it can. Alright. Potato test time. Just get another potato from the fridge. Alrighty. So, let's see how well it cuts the potato. Not nearly as good as the first one, but it is sharper than it was a while ago, so that's good. And again, the other one had a bit more surface area and was also a little heavier, so I guess that makes sense. Let's see. Let's put some weight into it this time. Oh, yeah, that cuts out real well. I guess we just had to add weight to it. Alright. You know what? Let's continue cutting with it a little. Yeah, that's very good. If I just add a little bit of weight to it, it becomes able to cut the potatoes just as well as the other one. That's good. Alright. That's good, that's good, that's good. That's another knife fully sharpened. Or at the very least, sharpened enough. There are a few chips, however. Now, if you look at here very carefully, I don't know if you'll be able to see it on camera, but let's see. You can kind of see those lines, right? There we go. Center of the key. Especially reflected towards that light. It's like you can see those little lines going around here, right? Anyways, just a little observation, I suppose. So... Alright. And that should be fine. Oh wait, no. I just realized. Those were just... when it went back and forth. I'm dumb. That wasn't actually from the chips, from any chip on the knife. That was when I was cutting it like this, and then I'd go back that way. And, I'm dumb. I'm sorry. Okay, so we'll throw this into the air fryer as well. And that'll be my breakfast tomorrow. And let us continue, shall we? Hold the phone. There we go. Another thing I've been getting into recently is Metal Gear lore. Specifically Venom Snake's lore. As well as Ocelot's lore. It's been quite interesting, actually. And I suppose it'd be like this? It'd be in an angle, but, hold on, I need to move this out of the way. There we go. Yeah, this looks like a good angle. I hope you like the little Japanese Zen garden ambient sounds I put in the background. I suppose this can be a little bit more like an ASMR stream now. If I was to talk a little bit softly like this. Hello, Ayano. Welcome to the stream. Thank you so much for joining, and please sit back, relax, and enjoy your stay. Kick your feet up and grab some popcorn. Lest we not forget, enjoy the show. How are you today? Do you have any plans for Christmas or New Year's? Or perhaps even just New Year's resolutions? Survive? Fair enough, fair enough. That is a very valid, very valid way of looking at things. In this economy, you can't afford to have three. I'm sorry. I had to say it. Alrighty. Now then, I know, as a cardboard knight, aka tier 3, you are allowed to get me to, swap between female and male voice. So just let me know if you'd like me to use one voice or the other. You can thank, I believe it was Razorgon, who gifted a lot of people tier 3 subs. And you happen to be one of them. Let's see, is there a Burr yet? Not yet. Aaron Burr is yet to show up. Mix of both to match your hair? Fair enough. I'll do just that. Sometimes I'll talk like this, and sometimes I'll talk like this. There's nothing quite like the chaos that ensues with these kinds of things after all. Let me just water this down a little. Now I know the black powder is actually useful, but it's building up a little too much since I've been polishing more than one knife. Give me a moment. Of course, hang on. There we go. That should do. Now then, let's continue. Alrighty. Now, brain cells are confused. How come? I have no idea what could be causing it. Are you alright? Do you need to see a doctor, perhaps? Well, so far we have sharpened this one over here, and this one over here. And we have one more after this to sharpen, so, you know, it'll be good. Like we demonstrated its cutting proficiency with potatoes before, which is good. Granted, the first one I did was just a $6 Daiso knife, but it served me well, so I'm keeping it alive. Now, the next one that I will be sharpening is a Japanese nakiri knife that was bought to me on my birthday by some wonderful people. And it's a wonderful knife. After all. Hello, Coffee. Welcome to the stream. Thanks so much for joining. Please sit back, relax, and enjoy your stay. Kick your feet up and grab some popcorn. And let's not forget, enjoy the show. Yeah, it's been a while. Good to see you here. How have you been? What have you been up to? I'm glad to hear that you're enjoying. Now, I do need to keep this a little bit wetter. Just a little bit. I'm doing alright, thank you. Had a very busy day at work, but apart from that, it's been chill. I had like a power nap in the afternoon, because I was exhausted. But you know what? It's fine now. It's all good. These ones are definitely a lot easier to do than the curved knife that I was just doing. That's all I will say. Also, for those of you who are interested, I would like to know. A while back, I was doing the entire Metal Gear Solid series. I haven't finished 5 yet, and I never started 4. Should I do 4? Because I do have the means to do it. So I suppose the ones who were more interested in the Metal Gear franchise seem to not be in chat today. But that's just Christmas. And holidays, really. Everybody's busy nowadays. Now then, let me just check for a burr, which is basically a rough feeling. For those of you who don't know what a burr is, it's sort of a little thing. Like, if you were to look at this at a microscopic level, for example, this knife here. A burr is when the little frays under here, the little particles, are pointed to one side like that, instead of straight like this. And what we want to do is create a burr like that at the edge, and then slowly bring it back up, so that it straightens out the blade. You might play it too? Fair enough, fair enough. Well, 4, I'm not entirely sure if you'll be able to play 4 unless you have a PS3, since it is locked on the PS3 hell, unless the Metal Gear Solid HD collections that they're releasing, you know, ends up re-releasing Metal Gear Solid 4. But, knowing Konami, unlikely. But I'll be happy if they do. And hopefully they also release Metal Gear Rising, because that was region locked for a lot of my friends who really wanted to play it. And it's kind of sad that they won't be able to unless they go the, yar har fiddle-doo-dee route. If you know what I mean. But yes, apart from that, I think your PS3 is still working perfect. Fair enough, fair enough. That's good, that's good. Just need to make sure that this is a good angle. Okay. Just making sure I'm not damaging it. Nope, that's good, that's good. I'm on a good angle. Burr though. It's still kind of missing a burr towards the edge here, which I guess is normal since it's a little bit harder. It's still a thin burr though, like a very small burr. I want it to... Okay, it's got a stronger burr towards the edge. But from here to here, it's quite... So I'll need to focus on this from here to here for now. Let's do that. And then just even it out with everything else. And also try to get that tiny little bit over here. Your PS3's original color was silver, but it changed to black since there was a lot of paint chips. Fair enough, fair enough. Man, how good was the PS3 though? It had so many hidden gems. Like, have you guys ever played Folklore on the PS3? Or like, what's it called? There were a few other games that I really liked for the PS3 that never saw the light of day of the HD remaster or anything. It's kind of sad, really. Still a bit weak on the burr over here. Let's see. Alrighty. Ni no Kuni? Oh man, I love Ni no Kuni. That was great. I never got to finish it, unfortunately. Because, I really wanted to play the PS4. And I traded in my PS3 for a PS4. And unfortunately, I did not get to finish a lot of games. Wolverine Origins, I haven't played that one. Is it any good? I'm kind of skeptical with a lot of comic book games. Like, aside from the Spider-Man ones. I heard Batman was good. I haven't played it yet, though. Okay, cool. But yeah, I just remember, I grew up during a time in which a lot of companies would, like, make games out of movies, and they'd just be absolute dog crap. And, yeah. I'm glad that it's getting better nowadays, though. I heard a lot of movie games are getting better. So that's good. I'm proud of that. Similar with live adaptations, actually. Let's see. Now the burr is stronger on this part from here to here. So now I have to do the rest and avoid the thing I was doing a while ago. There we go. Okay, that's strong. Okay, yeah, that's even. Okay, that's good. I should be able to work with that. Good. Alright. So then... I can make the burr a little stronger on this one. If I wanted to. But I think I'm just gonna keep going for now. Oh, nice. I was thinking of jailbreaking like a PS3. Because there's a lot of things you can do with jailbreaking. It's not just for piracy, you know. Like, getting homebrew onto your PS3 is cool. Did you know that you can actually fully emulate and turn your PS3 into a Linux system? Like, you can literally turn your PS3 into, like, an office computer if you really wanted to. It's great. Like, that is just the magic of jailbreaking. Oh yeah, no, definitely not. You'd want to do a lot of other things with it. But the fact that you can do it is actually very interesting to me. Because that says a lot about the architecture of the PS3. You know what I mean? Hello, Razor God. Welcome to the stream. Thank you so much for joining, and please sit back, relax, and enjoy your stay. Kick your feet up and grab some popcorn. And lest we not forget, enjoy the show. Just get some more water in here. I hope your PS3 is still working. Oh no, the fan isn't working? Are you sure it's just not covered in dust? Because it could just be covered in dust. Wow, so sharp. I so want to have that feeling in me. Oh, you want this inside of you? I mean, that could be arranged. Sorry. But yeah, You may need to see if the fans are clogged by any chance. 90-degree angle. It's a little hard to see with the quality of this camera. And because I've had this for so long, it is also a little bit bent. But let's see. Like so. Like, this one here is my mother's knife, and she's had it for about 10 years now? There's like little cracks all over the handle. And I'm pretty sure that's because of the dishwasher, but, you know. Let's continue then. Let's go. Here we go. You're never sharpening your knife? How come? Wait, can you actually tell with the angle and stuff on this really crappy, not even 720 camera? Because if so, that's impressive. And also, I'll have you judge. This over here. This is the first knife I sharpened, and it cut through a potato extremely easily. This is a $6 knife from Daiso. It was never sharp to begin with, but it was serviceable. Ah, look at that. Very sharp. Rotate the knife more towards the front. Oh, you meant this knife. Okay. But yeah, if you can see right over here, like here, this is it against this bit here. You can see that it's a little bent. And that's probably from general use of about 10 years. I'm not entirely sure how to rebend it backwards, but maybe if I just do like this for a bit? Either way. It's a very old knife, but at the very least it's still serviceable. For what it is, a bent knife that should have been thrown some time ago, but, well, as long as you can still use it, as my mother always says. I'm not quite finished sharpening it yet, though, so I won't do a test just yet. Let's see. There we go. Yeah, I think the hardest one to do would have been this one over here so far because of the curves and all that. Because there's a curve out that way, but there's a curve out this way as well, which is really hard. Angle of sharpening depends on the knife thickness and breadth. Fair enough. For this one, it's quite a... I mean, it's got a little bit of thickness to it, but not the thinnest knife. It's not the thickest knife either. Like, it's actually a little bit thicker than the first knife that I made. Or, not made, sharpened. But, you know. I also damaged the tip a little bit on the, on this bit over here, but everything else was good. Like, I didn't damage the tip, but like I scratched a little bit because it was a little bit hard to get the angle right on that one. The heavier and thicker enough, the more force you can use. Yeah. This one over here I didn't use too much force, which is good, and it took a lot longer because I wasn't using as much force. But it's now so sharp that I barely need to put any strength into it to cut a potato. So, let's just feel the burr real quick. Did I screw up anywhere? You know what? Surprisingly, this is good. I'm not feeling... Oh, nope, hang on. There's a bit of a burr towards the end on this side, so... I still need to sharpen that side then. What about this side? Okay. A very slight burr just here. So I need... That got a little too sharpened on this side. So I'll have to... I can still feel it. Yeah, okay, give me a sec. Nope, okay, that's good. Did I go too far? No? Okay, good. Yeah, it was just a very slight thing. I could barely feel it, but I knew it was there and it was bugging me. There we go. Now, this side still needs to be sharpened. Here we go. This knife? You mean like this? Like... Wait, when you say 90 degree, do you mean like, when you say 83, 84 degree, do you mean like that angle? Or do you mean like that angle? You mean this angle, right? Like very, very close to the, actual thingo? But yeah, all of these knives were struggling to cut a potato before I went on stream. So, yeah, close to putting the knife down angle. So like, around 10 degrees then. Like this. Which is around the degree I was going for it a while ago anyways. It's just a little bit harder on the edge because it's, well, it's bent. Now let me just feel the burrs. No? No burrs? Okay. Okay, good. Now then, as per usual, the potato test. This is this giant sack of potatoes that I bought from Costco. Alright. Yeesh. Might need to, wipe that down a bit first. Okay, have that over there. Now then, let's see how well it cuts a potato with just a little bit of weight. Like, mostly just slicing. Let's see. Oh, that went through fairly... Yeah, that's pretty sharp. At least in comparison to how it was a while ago. Okay. This is absolutely just slicing. Yep, and now I'll put some more force into it, mostly just letting my arm be limp. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's a little bit sharper than this one. A little sharper than this one, which makes sense considering this is a $6 one. And this is, I'm pretty sure, like, what, $30, $40 knife or something? I don't know. Mom had it for, like, 8 years, maybe 10. I don't know. I don't remember when we first got it. It's been a long time. We've moved like 4 different addresses, and we've still had this. Where's the grindstone? Yeah, no, it's not the cost, but I mean, when you buy a knife from Daiso, you know it's not gonna be a top quality knife. It's just gonna be a, what's it called? It's just gonna be a sort of serviceable knife. And that's what it was before, just serviceable. But now it's sharper than it was when I first bought it, so I'm happy. Yeah. Alright. Hello, Maskun. Welcome to the stream. Thank you so much for joining. And please sit back, relax, and enjoy your stay. Kick your feet up and grab some popcorn. And lest we not forget, enjoy the show. So, that was the potato test for the knife that Mom gave me. Now it's time for the knife that my friends gave me. This is a Japanese nakiri knife. They gave this to me for my birthday last year. And it is an amazing knife. When I first got it, it was so sharp that I was able to quarter a whole chicken, bone and all, in just, what, 15 seconds? Something like that. It's been a while. But unfortunately, it's gotten extremely blunt, so we'll have to see what we do. But, well, here's how it cuts right now. With no weight. As you can see, not exactly the sharpest anymore. Whereas back then, just like 3 slices like that would cut through it. With no weight. I'll just put this real quick into the air fryer. And hopefully, this will be fine. Now then, I'll save the rest of this potato for when I do the test for this, but let me just get the water real quick. There we go. Look at the amount of black powder that's gone into there. Now, from the tutorial videos that I've seen, you actually don't want to rub off too much of the black powder that's being put in there, because it actually helps with the sharpening process. Indeed, you learn a lot of things here. But I digress. Now, it should be around this angle, say. Yeah, look at that, because it's very thin. Like, this is, like, it's thicker there, but it's very thin over here. So, I want to go at, yeah, around a 10-degree angle, I'd say. Something like this. Now let's go. This one here is the most important of my knives. It's not only the best knife I have, it was given to me by the best people I know. And I will never forgive myself if I permanently damage this thing. So I'll go at it a little bit slower than I was a while ago with the others. And the good thing about this is, since there's no real edge to it, it's just a sort of, you know, straight line from there to there, I don't have to worry too much about angling or anything. So yes, you'll just want to hold it like this. Thumb and index on the blade. Only put pressure onto these fingers here as you're pushing away, as opposed to when you're pulling back in. That is how I've learned to sharpen knives. And there's just something so calming about just taking your time, letting it sharpen itself. And just kind of going with the flow, you know what I mean? There's nothing better than the feeling of satisfaction of knowing that you'll be able to carve your ham or your turkey or whatever you're eating this Christmas a lot better than usual. But yes, you can go faster, and most people do go faster than me right now. But I want to take my time with this, so I'm not putting too much pressure onto it. And now might be a good time to add a bit more water. So there are different whetstones with different grits. Some of them you just need to wet a little bit at the beginning, and then just keep getting it wet. Some of them you submerge in water for about 5 to 10 minutes, which is what this one is, before you even use it. And you have to keep it wet throughout the entire process as well. Otherwise, you'll just be damaging the metal. Each whetstone is different, so you'll have to just double check to make sure what the proper process is for whichever whetstone you get. Now, it's only too bad I don't have one of the higher grit whetstones to polish off the knives that I have. I would love a higher grit whetstone so that I can polish off the knives that I have, and maybe a lower grit whetstone so that I can deal with any chips and stuff that may come to pass. But for now, it's just nice to be able to sharpen these. We just, there's some of that. Just no. You don't want to get rid of all the black little particles in there, because that actually helps with the sharpening. Just double check the. Ooh, hey, there's a good burr around it already. Okay, so it looks like the only part that still doesn't quite have a burr, at least not strong, is from here to here. Alright, take care, Razorgon. Thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate you. Merry Christmas. So let's quickly go there. Do that. Alright. Alright, let's see here. Does that have a burr yet? Yes. Is it as strong as the rest of it? Yes, okay. Well, maybe a little bit more on this bit. Here we go. Alrighty. Okay, the burr is quite even throughout, so that's good. So, Now it's, this way. A bit, hard to go through with. Hang on, I just need to put a little bit more water here. Here we go. All right. I'm in a brick chain, living in an upside down world. Living in an upside down. Living in an upside down world. Living in an upside down. I am a picture of a perfect human every day. I've been listening to a lot of Callie's songs recently, and also Great Pretender from Takanashi Kiara. Like, I usually am not too into her songs, but I really, really love Great Pretender. Hello, Mars. Welcome to the stream. Thank you so much for joining, and please sit back, relax, and enjoy your stay. I'm not threatening anybody yet. This stream. I have no idea what you're talking about yet. But how are you today? Good to see you here. Please sit back, relax, and enjoy your stay. Kick your feet up and grab some popcorn. And lest me not forget, enjoy the show. Let me just, clean that up real quick. Let's see, is there any burrs left? Giant Komodo crashed your spaceship? Oh no! Yeah. Alright. Is this a little bit? I need to get over here. I can see it very clearly. And over here. Alright. So. Like so. But yeah. It's just fun being able to sharpen knives. And also, I hate working with blunt knives. They are the worst. Let's see here. Are there any more birds? Okay, just a little bit more on this side. So yeah, do you have any plans for Christmas at all, Mars? Or any New Year's resolution by any chance? And also, Mars, do you happen to have lethal company by any chance? I'm looking for more people to play. Okay, here we are. And that should be good. Now let me just check that there aren't any bits and pieces that need... Might still need a little bit on this side. Let me just double check. Oh yeah, that feels smooth now. That's good. Bit on this side, actually. There we go. As smooth as I can get it, anyways. Look at that. A little hard to see on camera, but it's quite sharp. It's got a nice sheen to it, and it's got hamon all over it. Now then, the potato test, if we will. We're about to find out just how sharp I was able to make it. We'll turn this around since there's a lot of particles still left on it. Here we go. No weight whatsoever. Okay, yeah, no weight whatsoever, just cuts straight through. Now just a little bit of weight. Okay, yeah. And now, with my arm limp. Well, it's back to its original sharpness. I'm happy. Hell yeah. I am so happy with that. Ha, man. This knife is very important to me. It was given to me by the members of the former Atelier Tea Party. But they are very important to me, along with this knife. It's also the first type of, it's the first present I ever received from a friend, I suppose. That wasn't obligatory. In fact, I never even reminded them it was my birthday. I wasn't even sure if anybody remembered, because I never reminded anyone. And it was nice. And I will always treasure this. If at any point in time this starts rusting, I will immediately go to a restoration place to get it fixed. This will have a lot of nostalgic, I guess this knife will be... What's the word I'm looking for? Nostalgic isn't the, I'm attached to it. Sentimental value, there we go. This knife has a lot of sentimental value to me, and it probably always will. So I'm happy I'm able to restore it back to its former sharpness. Yeah, look at this. This is just me dropping it, by the way. Like, barely dropping it even. Like, let's see what happens if I actually drop it onto it. Yeah. That sharp. Like, that's not very far. Like, it's like... That's the distance. That is the distance in which I dropped it. Yeah, look at that. So good. But that does bring to an end the sharpening stream. I hope you guys enjoyed. And I hope you guys tune in for next time. Though it won't be for a while, since I highly doubt these knives will be, blunt anytime soon. I suppose it'll depend on whether or not I have any friends who want to give me their knives to sharpen. But yes. Anyways, thank you again, everybody, so much for joining. Like I say at the end of every stream, don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you all next time. Take care of yourselves, and sweet nightmares. Bye!